One of the biggest questions I get asked pretty much every day is, Emily, how much do I buy? I'm either a startup or I've been in business for a while and I feel like I'm winging it or I'm guessing. Okay, a lot of this is a guess. That's okay. But we do want you to have at least a buying budget, just so you know about how much you need to spend so that you know you're gonna make those sales projections that you really want to make. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through step by step. If you have sales from the past, I am gonna help you create a buying budget for the future. So if you're getting ready to place orders on Fashion Go or on Faire and you're like, I feel nervous, stay tuned on this video. If we haven't met yet, hi, my name's Emily Benson. I am a boutique business consultant, and my greatest strength is helping you understand how much you need to buy and what the mix of that is so that you can grow and scale your business. For the past 8 to 10 years, I have been doing people's buying budgets and buying plans, and I've gotten so accurate now that when we actually go and see how much I projected in sales and then how much someone actually made in sales that month, sometimes it's down to the $100 or $200. Like, I am so accurate with my predictions. So I'm hoping to give some of that juice to you in this video. I'm gonna be walking you through a Google spreadsheet, okay? So don't go away. It would be great if you decided to subscribe and save this video, because then you can come back to it when you're doing your buying budget later or now, but you can start to do it side by side. That's what my thought is watch my video first, get a good idea. And if you want to, watch it again through and put it side by side with your buying budget so I can really talk you through how to think as you go. If you want this exact Google sheet, I'm gonna tell you at the end of this video how you can get it. Let's jump into the sheet. Let's ground ourselves in this sheet and what it's telling us. So this is a report that got spit out from Shopify, okay? What it's telling me, in the month of January, we got 431 orders, which is great. That doesn't mean that's how many units we sold. That's how many orders we got. So let's look at gross sales, discounts, returns, net sales. Now, just to, again, ground us in what this is, gross sales is just like the total amount of money you make. Discounts are markdown items, any sales you've run, any promos. It includes all of the things, like all the influencer codes you have out there. That's what this includes. Returns is anything that was returned and you gave money back. You lost that money. It's gone. So your net sales after the discounts and returns are $30,000. And then taxes, you ended up paying $149. And that's what the customer paid to you. So it was added on to anything that is taxable in your state. You don't actually own that money. That money belongs to the state or whoever you're paying, the county. I don't know what taxes you have loaded in there. But that's not your money. So never look at this tax form and think that's all my money. Because I never look at total sales. I always just look at net sales. That's my favorite way to look at things. This was a report, like I said, I got from Shopify. I'm going to delete some of these columns. Okay, so we're going to say what was our average order value. And the calc for that is going to be equals net sales divided by how many orders we got. There we go. It's going to autofill. Great. So there were definitely months where we had a higher average order value, which makes sense. Like, in my mind, this must be like a tourist shop or somewhere that really has a lot of people in the summer. Average order value overall is about $75.46. So that's a good baseline to think of, is like, okay, that's about how much money I make every time I make a sale. That's what we're going to look at. And this is not the full year. So we're going to get rid of this month, November. We're just going to look at a partial year, because sometimes that's what you have to do. This is really good for someone who's new, okay? What we're going to look at is there's 10 months that we're calculating for. So we're going to add up how much money we made in those months. And then I'm going to look at the percentage of sales. So we're going to say how much was each month worth in what we're looking at. Okay. So I'm going to hold this cell. We have to hold this bottom cell because we want to toggle off of it. Okay. We're actually going to make this into a percentage here. So what we can see now is that January was 8.27% of the total 10 months of sales that we had. Okay. So again, it's not for the total 12 months, but it's okay to just look at a little chunk. Honestly, you could delete some of these rows if you only had certain months and just go off of that. So if I were to project for next year in this, I would start to say, okay, next year, so let's say this was 2024, next year, I want to make in these 10 months, instead of $368,000, I want to hit $400,000. Okay. Now, to do that, my sales are going to have to be this percentage, right? Times this much money. Again, we're just looking at this. You could do this for the whole year. You could do this for a few months. I kind of like not having 2 months on here because it's real. It's realistic, right? You're also going to want to hold this cell. So I'm doing these formulas here. We're going to give you a sheet that gives you how to do all of this. Comment below buying plan. We will give you this chart, something similar to this chart, so you can calculate this yourself. You're going to hold this cell, you're going to hit return, and you're going to drag that down again. So you can see the subtle increase, right? This isn't us saying like, oh, we want a 10% increase year over year, blah, blah. No, this is just us saying like, okay, if we want to make about $32,000 more over the course of 10 months, right? It's only like $3,000 extra a month. But how does it divvy out, right? How does it actually come out? Well, $30,000 in 2023 turns into $33,000 in 2024. Now, do I know if I'm going to make that much money? No, I don't, but I hope I will, right? That's like, this is the goal, right? You could buy to this level, you could buy flat to last year, or you could plan for an increase, or you could plan for a decrease. So let's see what happens. If I say, you know what, next year I'm going on maternity leave. I'm not going to be working that much. I'm actually going to plan to be down at 268. And that hurts, man, but like we're going to do it. But look it's not so bad, right? Month over month for this particular business, they might be okay, right? We do have to understand what their averages are like for expenses and things like that. But there is wiggle room for people to be able to take time off or to be able to decrease their hours, things like that, if we plan for it. So the next step is to create a buying plan for these months is we are going to say, what's my markup? How much do I mark up when I price items, right? Because this is retail. Just to be very clear, this is sales. So this is like the money we've made. How much should we spend on inventory to hit this total? Now, in a very basic world, and if you've been following what I always say, you hopefully are at a 3x markup, okay? Meaning that a $10 item becomes a $30 item on the floor, right? So we're timesing it by 3. So if you are at that 3x markup, then what you can do very simply is say equals, what's my total sales divided by 3. Da-da-da. That's how much you need to spend. Now, does this take into account how much inventory you have in stock? No. Does this take into account natural disasters? Absolutely not. We're out to dinner and you said, how much should I buy, Emily? I'd say, pull up your Shopify and this is what we do. That said, this is more than a lot of you are doing. So if you want to have these numbers and have all this information in a Google spreadsheet, we're sharing this Google spreadsheet. We're sharing even more actually about how to really get started with a buying plan and shopping at market. All you have to do is comment below buying plan and we are going to send you the link so that you can get all of this. So thank you so much for joining and I'll see you on the next one.